Hey, Jerks, welcome. Mike Crawford, Sunday night. Hope you're enjoying the football games. If you watch that, Philly won, it looks like, right? I think Philly just won. I think they just won, yeah. KC and Buffalo later. Tonight, we're talking about the 24-hour standout. There's a 24-hour standout on the anniversary of John O'Keefe's birthday. Keep saying that. Why do I screw that up? John O'Keefe's, the death of John O'Keefe, which was January 29th, 2022. This is going to be 3 years, basically. Yeah, we're in 2020. I got my math right. 3 years. Whew. I got to slow down. I'm doing a lot. And I did screw that up on the last show. I knew people were going to call me out on it. It's so funny. I just have sometimes my words go on autopilot. So that's a great way to start the show. But let's just get it right this time. There's a standout. It's a 24-hour standout coming up this Wednesday. So basically from Tuesday at midnight to Wednesday at midnight. It's that 24 hours. It's going to be a standout to honor the memory of John O'Keefe, Officer John O'Keefe, outside the Canton Police Department. We've been asked to talk about it, promote it. We're definitely going to do that tonight. One of the organizers I have a lot of love and respect for. She's one of the Canton Nine. She was big time harassed by the district attorney and the Canton Police, in my opinion, for simply holding a sign or a flag. I'm not even sure what she was holding that day. But whatever she did, she was one of the Canton Nine. She was never actually charged. The Canton Nine actually beat it, thank God. But she's continued, never wavered, continued to support justice for John O'Keefe. She's been at so many standouts. We see her all the time. Her name's Jessica or Jess. And that's why I decided to promote this 24-hour standout. There has been a little pushback, I got to say, from some Canton residents about it who want it maybe done differently, which is totally fine. I think everyone's allowed to have that discussion. Hopefully we can have it on the show a little bit tonight peacefully and show a lot of respect to all sides, because I think all of these folks, no matter where you stand on this, are great people. And sometimes they're just disagreements on how things are run. And who's to say who's right? Decide for yourself. If you want to support this, I like what Turtle Boy said about this. He said, if you want to be there, if you want to support it, go support it. If you don't, you don't. It's as simple as that. And like I said, I respect, hopefully we're going to have two women on here tonight who I respect both of them. And they've both done a lot of standouts. They've done a lot for Canton, but specifically for Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed as well. So we're going to air it tonight, and they're going to start with Jessica right now, who I'm really happy to have back on the show. She's driving, so she can't really put on the video, but she's going to be here on audio. She's one of the main, if not the main organizer of this. She's the one who made me aware of it. And like I said, there's a 24-hour standout this Wednesday, January 29th, outside the Canton Police Department. The Canton Police are aware of it. They've communicated with the Canton Police. There are people who are supporting this and going to show up for it. So let's bring up Jess to talk about this. Hey, Jess.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Are you feeling a lot better since when we first probably communicated when you were looking at some possible charges as a member of the Canton Nine?
Yeah, I grew a lot within the time of that happening to right now. And, you know, I know my rights now. And I know I'm a strong person. And I know it turned me into a stronger person. And even though they put us through a lot, emotionally, physically, it still turned me into a stronger person, and I look at it as if, like, you didn't do anything but make me a better person, is the only thing that's really changed.
Absolutely. And you kept showing up too. I see you every like pretty much every standout,
I
you were always
try
there.
Yeah, I try to get out to everything. It's hard, when you have family and kids and work. And before the last trial, I was able to go almost every day. And then now I have a new job and I work nighttime. So it's like, it's a lot harder to get to things that I really want to get to. And that's why I have my own standout, and we're 58 weeks strong.
Awesome. And so what
Yeah.
so what is that like what does that include? You said you have your regular standout 58 weeks strong. What is that all about?
So the day before the actually, a lot of people don't know, but the day before the Canton 9 situation happened, um, I started my own standout the day before in Bourne. And I always wanted to start one, but I was just always, oh, no, 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 no. And then one day on the Justice page, Heather Peters was on a comment and she was like, oh, I want to start my own standout. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw her say that she was from the Cape. And I was like, oh shit, this is a sign. Like, do it, Jessica. Reach out to her. So I did, and I reached out to her, and we found the perfect spot, right in front of Dunkin' Donuts. So we have bathrooms, we have parking, something that we're not going to have this time, but that's okay. Right across the street from the state police. It's the perfect spot, and we tried it that one day, and then the next day, Canton 9 happened.
Wow. And so what happened from there? Did you just
I
continue to
stood
do
my
the Bourne
ground,
stand-up?
and I'm out there every Saturday,
That's
no
right.
matter the weather. I was there on my birthday. I was there in the rain, the snow, hurricane type of weather, Christmas, Easter, every single holiday.
Awesome. And what's been the response on that Bourne Rotary? And
I
that's
I
like the
can
entrance to Cape Cod. I love it.
Yeah,
There's
it is. It's the
so
perfect
many
spot.
people drive in that area just to get on the Cape from Boston, from all over the country and the state. So what's been the response when people are driving through there seeing you all?
So when we first started, people looked at us like you could read their lips. I'm good at reading lips, and they were like, "Karen Reed? Who's Karen Reed?" And I look occasionally at people's responses as they drive by, and they didn't even know what the hell was going on. And now before I even get out of my car, they see my flag and they're honking their horns. We've had at the national standout, we actually had like a undercover statey put his microphone on and was like, fire Proctor, Karen Reed's innocent. And I went crazy. I was like, yeah, because like before, the state police were right across from them. So when we first started, they would just keep going around the circle, looking at us, all angry looking, kind of. And then I think they realized we're not doing anything wrong. We're quiet. We keep to ourselves. We're good people, and we're not bothering anyone, and we're not causing a scene. And they realize that we're great people, and now they're yelling from their own cars, and it's
Uh,
freaking amazing.
That's amazing. So we just got a comment from Megan. She said, "Oh, it's you guys at the Rotary. I keep beeping going by. I swear I'll able to stand out one day."
Awesome. We would love it. We love it. The difference between our standout is, yeah, we're a little small, but the great thing about it is we get visitors like almost every week, if not every other week. I've had someone stop by and say that they grew up with John and not to stop doing these stands outs. And I promised him. He walked away. And as he was walking away, I said, hey, he turned around. I said, I promise I will not give up on your friend. I promise I will stand here for John O'Keefe and I won't stop fighting. And he had the smile and the tear that went down his face. It like, it made me just want to keep fighting. Like, I'm not going to stop. I made that promise and I'm keeping it.
Awesome. That's very that's what it's all about. Thank God that you've continued and just not let them bully you and harass you. And it's unbelievable what just the Canton Nine went through just for standing there with its sign, like the First Amendment protected right to protest a public official. It's unbelievable that even was even a question.
It blows my mind even still to this day, even when I hear other people talk about it, or they'll be like, oh, Jess, and some things I don't really like to answer because it's kind of like, it's not that I want to forget about that day, but it's kind of messed up, dude. You just stand there with a sign quietly, not even like loud and obnoxious, not anything that would cause any type of commotions. Like if Chris Albert wasn't looking out his window at us, he would have never even known we were there. Besides the honks that people were excited that we were there, but it's not like it was anything bad that we were doing. I mean, I was only holding a sign that said justice and a flag. And that was my first ever, I look at it as like my first ever standout I ever did, because it was more than just me and Heather. It was more people. And to have all that happen, and the emotions that go through it, even though I was not charged, I I still look at it as I stood with those people. And it kind of made me feel a little guilty. Not guilty that I was not being charged, but like, fuck, they're being charged. And it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a guilt thing. Like, I felt like since then, I wasn't giving up with them. And I went to all their court dates and I fought with them and I stood by their side. I stood the Canton 9 freaking march that we did. I stood right in the front. I remember it to this day. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
you there. Like, I remember it all. Like,
I remember you were
you
right.
took some stuff from us, but you made us a lot stronger.
Yeah, and you were right there. I remember that. I do remember that. You were like the one that we were still taking pictures of, because a lot of the Canton Nine at that point were afraid to even step foot back in Canton. You know, like even like especially there in front of the police station for
Yeah,
that
because
little march.
they were being charged. I
Yeah,
wasn't. So I took
exactly.
that as my opportunity to just be
To
like, "Hey, you
represent
know
them.
what? I'm representing them, and you won't be able to stop me, because I am not doing just like this standout. Like, it's happening, and I know some people may not be liking it, but it's happening, and
Yeah,
that's
let's
my
talk
right.
about that. Let's
That's my right.
why did you? It is your right, and because it is happening, you know, I think people should support it.
You just gotta
But that's just
accept
my
it.
opinion. That's
Sorry.
my opinion. But why are you doing this? Like, what's the
I
reasoning for this,
feel
and what do you want to
I
do?
feel like I've been let's just get this straight. This is my standout that I created. And the reason I am doing the standout is because that's what I'm known for. I'm known for standing out. Like, I don't have a lot of money to donate all the time. So what I do to contribute back is standing out. And I do it every single week. We're on 58 weeks and I stand out at other standout too, not just my own. And one day I was just standing there by myself in the pouring rain, and I'm looking at the ground, and all I could think about was John, and his anniversary is approaching, and I wanted to do something for him. And, like, had Eminem in my ear rapping to me, because that's how I get through the cold. And I was just like, no, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to do something for him. And I'm going to do something, but I'm going to do it the right way. And I'm going to be respectful, and I'm not going to cause problems. And as I was getting colder and it was getting cold, all I could think about was him on the ground, and e emotions started coming, and he deserves 24 hours. He was in that cold. He went through a lot. He deserves 24 hours no matter where it's at. But I put it at the Canton Police Station because that's my right. Because they told us in the Canton 9 video, you can stand anywhere you want in Canton as long as it's not within eyeshot of D&E. So I said, okay, well, the Canton Police Station, where it all began. I want them to see what they've done. Karen lost him. Those kids lost him. His parents, his brother, as much as everybody lost him, and he deserves 24 hours. And I'm doing it, and I'm not backing down. And I know some people are upset, but I promise that I'm not there to cause no problems. And I know you may think that it's going to cause you problems, but my actions are my actions, and anybody else's actions are not mine. And I'm fighting it, and I'm standing my ground, and I'm going to stand there for 24 hours straight, and I ain't going nowhere. And I'm going to have my blue candles, and I'm going to honor him because that's what he deserves, because no one's done it yet. We honor him. Don't get me wrong. We do. We stand for him all the time. But he needs his own day of just him, and he deserves that, and I'm giving it to him.
Wow. This is January 29th. This is this Wednesday, starting at
28th to the 29th.
28th to the, so it's basically it's midnight to midnight. You know,
Yes. Yep.
it's midnight to midnight.
Well,
So
8 in the morning till 8 in the morning, because he
oh, is that
passed
how
away
you
at
do it? 8 in the morning.
7:50.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you do it 8 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Okay, so this is yeah, this is gonna be something. Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
just
said, I
thinking.
know, I know people may be upset, but I promise you that my actions are nothing but respect and hope that others will join me. And I know they took the bathrooms away and then they took the freaking parking away, but you're not taking my rights away. And I will stand there whether I'm there alone or if someone wants to join me. But I promise you that I am going to be there the full 24 hours with nothing but love. That's all.
And I know that some kind of suggested like signs and dress code, things like that, that were on the flyer. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so since I want to do this all about John, not that nothing else matters, but I want to, give it all to John and that I picked like wear like black, blue, white, anything. I mean, your jacket's any color, but like something to represent him. I have candles, I have like these blue ribbon pins. I have a bunch of things. I went shopping and got hand warmers and foot warmers. So if anybody did end up wanting to stay with me, they could. And you don't have to stay the full 24, even 20 minutes. Hey, if you're too scared and you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not making nobody. I'm just letting everybody know what I'm doing.
A lot of people watch our show all over the world. So I want to make sure if they can help. Is there any way that they can support you right now?
Wish me warmth.
Warmth? So maybe send you some gloves. What about like, can they send you
I
any
already went shopping.
donations
I
or
got gloves.
okay, any food or could they send deliveries or anything like that? Is there anything set
I'm
up
not
like that?
sure how like food works. I mean, I put money aside, um, for food. I didn't really want to ask for help. I just standing there with me is enough, honestly, or honking your horn and driving by, or even shouting out on Tom's live as we go live. You know,
Awesome.
yeah, donate to Karen. That'd be great. Donate $2.40. There you go. Because in the end, John and Karen are one. You can't take Karen away. John, she's him, you know? So the only way to get John justice is to donate to Karen's defense fund. And I know some people may be like, "Oh, I thought it's all about John." Well, you know what? Hate to break it to you all, but Karen is John, and the only way we can get justice for John is freeing Karen. And the only way we can free Karen and get the facts out is with money, unfortunately. So $2.40 would be great.
$2.40 on the free Karen Reed donation, the fundraiser,
Correct. Don't send me no money. I'm not
freekarenreed.net.
responsible for that
Yeah.
money.
And some people have suggested a hold my latte says DoorDash. Yeah, I guess you could DoorDash.
You can DoorDash me hot chocolate. How about that?
Yeah.
Send your money to
Uh,
Karen's Defense Fund
Yeah.
or if Turtle Boy's Defense Fund, who we're all fighting the same fight.
Awesome. And you have heard from some folks that are coming down that want to support this, right?
I do. I've had people write me. I was in this chat thing before I went on and was talking, and people want to come. And I've also had the other side where it was like, I'm scared. And it's like, I'm not making nobody go. If you want to stand there with me, power to you. I support that. If you don't, I would never be upset. I totally understand.
Exactly. I think
Your
that's the
right as a
best thing.
person is to do what you want. How can I tell you what to do? How could I be upset? I could never. You
Right.
know? To
And
each their own.
we just did our moderators are in the chat and our chat is loving you right now. They posted up Karen's Defense Fund in the
Awesome.
chat so people can donate to, what was it, $2.40?
Yep. For 24 hour. Yep.
Yeah, or 20 or $24 for 24 hours. Think about that too, or 240. Think about the 24 and in your donations for Karen Reed right now, or on the day of, but any time in between. Let's see the 2-4 get in there a lot with the donations to Karen Reed. It's pinned to the chat right now. I thank our mods. Thank you, Jess. What more do you want to say about this? Because I imagine you have more to say just in general about Free Karen Reed and why you're out there and just what's going on right now in court with Karen Reed, the latest developments with the Canton Police Department and the missing Sally Port video.
Yeah, that makes me want to stand out there a little bit more. Because you know what? I'm sick of this fucking shit. And I know I shouldn't be swearing, but if anybody knows me, I don't give a shit. What is going on is wrong. And after I saw that, that made me even more pissed off. How can it be missing? That's bullshit. That should have been, this should be over. Don't even get me started on that. But please join me for 24 hours in making a difference in freeing Karen Reed and getting the real justice that Boston police officer, that's right, Boston police officer John O'Keefe deserves. I will be standing there with all love, no matter what decision anyone makes. I'm not here to bash no one. I am a lot wiser than that. And I'm doing this because that's where my heart is at. And that's just the end of it. Like, I hope everyone can see that this is nothing but love and support and no drama. And, you know, we're going to get through this. We're almost there, but we need to let everyone know that it all started in Canton. It all started there. And that's why I'm doing this there. They need to see what they have taken away from everybody.
Awesome. And I just got some feedback. They said the minimum donation on the defense fund is actually $3. So people, you can give $3 if you want to round it down, or you can round it up to 24. That's like perfect, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm excited for this. I hope we can set something up that you can actually stream in on our channel too that night or that day.
Yeah,
we'll pick a time, you know?
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm sure we can get that going.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'd love to see everyone and show them that we ain't got no quit. Remember that, because we don't.
And I'm glad you're here tonight, because I know there was, you know, it's hard when people, we all kind of, I think, want the same things, but sometimes we have different perspectives.
Yes, different views.
I just was so glad that we could still support you and have you come out tonight and express.
Definitely, and I don't not support how other people may feel or think. I just want to let them know that I'm not there to cause no problems. And if the others, if the concern is the other side starting with us, well, then you need to put your guard down and look around and realize that their actions are not my actions, but their own actions. So if they were to come and cause problems, you can't put that on me, because I will just turn around and just not even engage. Because
you know what
I'm
I loved
a lot
about you,
better
Jess?
than that.
Speaking of that, like the not engaged part, I got to give it to you. Like one of the moments I knew I really liked you. Like really, like I was like, I love this girl. Like both from the Canton 9 shit, but we also had our beefs too. And even through that, I was like, even when you got mad at me, I was like, I get it. I like her still, because you stand up. Like that's what I like about you. You aren't afraid to make, you know, lose somebody over it, to stand up for yourself. But what I loved is the Grant Smith Ellis, when he came up to you, trying to start shit with you, and you were like, why are you so weird or something? You just gave him this like just kind of like, ooh, like it was the best friggin' response and video I've ever seen. And it's how you handle people like that. It was just classic. It was, that's when I knew I was like, this, wow. Do you remember that? We should find that video.
Of course I remember that. He was trying to say that my fucking flag was a friggin' weapon. What the hell? Fucking psycho.
It was so perfect. He didn't know what to do when a real person just looked at him like, you weirdo. What are you doing, you weirdo? He was so like, he was
like caught off guard. He was like, wait, what?
Yeah, what? You're making fun of me?
Hey, you get what you give. That's what my parents always taught me. I always give someone respect, but if you disrespect me, you're getting that disrespect right back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're not here for that. We're for peace and love and John O'Keefe and getting the real justice. That's what we're here for.
Definitely.
But I'll never hate you. Are you kidding me? I still have your freaking t-shirt. I got your sticker on the back of my car. What you talking about?
I know you didn't hate me. I know. You're the best. I really enjoying this. Someone said, who is Jess? Jess is someone who stood up against the Norfolk County DA's office and the Canton Police and the whole conglomerate, the McAlberts, because she dared to hold a flag and a sign. Was it a flag too, or was it just your sign that
Oh,
day?
it was both. And
It
I've
was
been
both.
carrying that flag ever since.
Yeah, she's been carrying a flag. She carries this flag everywhere, and basically standing outside in Canton, and the whole system tried to come after her and her friends that were standing outside. And she actually didn't get charged because her sign wasn't as.
It said
Yeah.
justice, so they didn't want to come after me.
It was a harder case because of what your sign said than the others.
Yeah, and the American flag and everything, yeah.
So Jess spoke up. Jess was basically like the front person for the Canton Nine in a lot of respects, and she continued to show up and started her own standout in Bourne, Massachusetts, Cape Cod at the Rotary, where millions of people drive by to go to the Cape. So she's been outside all the standouts, outside of court a lot, and she's done great. I'm really proud to have you here, Jess. I love. I'd say you're younger than me. I'm gonna call you a young person. I don't think you're that young, but younger people standing up. I really like what you've been doing.
Well, we like what you do too, because I love watching your shows and you're getting it out there. You're getting the facts out there, and that's what we need. Because when we have crusty panties out there talking all the crap she talks, we need people like you to get the real facts out there. But for God forbid, if anyone believes anything that freaking nasty girl got to say, shit.
Excellent. And we had a question that came in. Sounds like some people are interested in going. They said, "Where is the suggested parking if the Canton Police aren't?"
So, well, we don't. The problem is they took it from us. It's like, hey, no bathrooms. Okay, well, what about parking? You gave it for the Canton 9, and we had a shitload of people that went to that. That's what I don't understand. I mean, it's freezing outside. There's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to even deal with the weather for a long period of time. So I honestly think I might be the only one staying 24 hours straight. But you take that away, but you gave it to us before. And now that I didn't even know, I was like, oh crap, there's a ban, so you can't even park because it's wintertime. So I'm getting dropped off and picked back up 24 hours later.
Yeah, Uber. I think people need rides.
Yep, you can Uber, find a friend in Canton. If you need a ride really and you really want to get there, I'm sure I can come get you.
Jess will come get you. So people plan accordingly. If it sounds like the police don't want you there. It's funny because I thought they were cool with it.
They gave the okay, so I don't want to hear no bull crap after.
Yeah.
I don't want no paper in my fucking mailbox, okay? I already gave up my amendment right asking permission from you guys. I didn't even have to do that, but I was trying to respect the people in the town. So I was trying to do it the right way, and I did do it the right way, so you can't come after me. I'm doing all the right things the right way.
Awesome. So keep us updated on this. Anything else you want to make sure the audience knows about any of this or anything tonight?
We will be having a moment of silence at 7:50 in the morning on the 29th. We'll be live for that. Keep up with Tom's CPU because he's live streaming. And if anyone has any questions or concerns, please stop going to Tom and you can come to me. I feel like he's been through enough. So if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me and I'll let you know. It's 24 hours. I hope to see you all there.
Awesome. But Tom's got a couple different channels. I know he's got the
Seeking Justice.
Seeking Justice is the one. Awesome. So people, and that's going to be on the morning. What time? Do you know exactly what time?
In the morning, we start at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Perfect.
Also, another thing I want to say to Boston Mike. So I don't know if you all know that Boston Mike was actually friends with John O'Keefe and used to play basketball.
That's right.
Basketball with him. And when he told me that this is what John would have wanted and he would think this is beautiful, it melted my heart and made me want to stay out there and take all the crap. It's well worth it.
That's right.
Because hearing that this is something that he would have wanted it's beautiful. And it's beautiful that it's going to happen, and I'm going to make sure it does. Because this is what he'd want.
I love Boston Mike too. He's called in and talked about John on our show too, and I just really like him.
He's a great person.
Yeah.
Very nice person. But I didn't know that he was friends with him and stuff. And, it just made this 24-hour thing just feel so much better because I know that no matter what anyone has to say, this is something that he would have wanted. So all hush hush put aside, like, I feel like I'm doing something right,
Yes.
you know?
We got a few suggestions on the parking here from locals. One said, Mike, you can park across the street as long as there is no snowstorms. Not sure
Okay.
about that. Maybe. And another one says maybe asking the Mass Hospital School to use their parking lot, question mark. I don't know.
I will I'll write these all down and, 'cause I'm almost home. I'll write them all down and I will call. I have no problem reaching out trying to find, uh, parking.
Yeah. A lot of thank yous in the chat for you, Jess. Everyone's sending you love.
Well, I love
Yeah.
you all too. Keep
Thank
me in your prayers for warmth, please.
We're
I'm a
praying
little
for warm
bitch with the
weather.
cold, so this is gonna be great.
Oh, hopefully it's warm on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll make it.
Yes.
The full 24 hours. This is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so beautiful.
Yes, it will. Thank you for being here tonight, and best of luck on this.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for being a great friend.
Thank you. And is there anywhere people can find out more information or reach out to you on this if they want to support you or help you on this before you go?
Yeah, they can reach out to my Facebook page. And me and MJ are coming up with another option to get all of it out, and it will be up tomorrow morning. I'll figure it all out. And we'll get that word out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we're seeing some donations come in, I guess, apparently. 480 total, 240 each for Karen and John's Justice, Laura said on our chat tonight. So
Awesome.
thank you so much, Jess. Have a great night.
Have a good one. Good night.
Good night, and good luck on Wednesday.
Well, we're gonna do it. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye now. That was Jess. That was great tonight. Like I said, there has been a little pushback on this, and I feel like I want to let everyone have their speech on it and support everybody because I don't think anyone's right or wrong. I think sometimes we have differences of opinions on the Free Karen Reed side, and even the Justice for John side, and even the pro Canton side. So there's a lot of. It's funny how they call us a cult, and we march in lockstep, but often we don't actually. And I think that we can not be negative about it and just kind of express our opinions and let people decide to do what they want to do. And I really like Jess. I support Jess. I think she's doing great things, and I'm really happy she came on tonight. I also have Rita Lombardi in the green room. It's going to be her first time coming on the show in a while. And I think she's going to represent kind of the other side about some of the concerns that some Canton residents have had about this 24-hour standout on Wednesday. So let's welcome Rita back to the show and see what Rita's got to say tonight. Hi,
Hello.
Rita Lombardi. How you doing?
Hello, Mike. It's good to be back. It's good to see you, and it's great to be back.
And we were talking like maybe a week ago or two, whatever. That
Yeah.
I told you, I informed you. It's being shipped to you. I haven't. It's in the manufacturing stage, but you won this. We had a poll on the show, best guest of 2024 on the Young Jurks because it was such a big year, and Mark Betterow got the best guest of the year. Mazza Media was the best Massachusetts guest, and Rita Lombardi won the other award, the third award that we gave out this year. It's the best Canton guest. We had a lot of Canton guests. You were the best guest of 2024. So congratulations on winning an award.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You earned it.
And on behalf of all the Canton citizens, it's accepted.
And our audience, like that's the thing too. Like over 2 shows, there were a lot of votes, and they voted. They loved you being on the show this last year.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey. I never thought I'd be on shows. I never thought any of this would happen. I mean, this has changed my life. a few years ago, I'm in my semi-retirement years, and winding down, and all of a sudden this thing just put me into overdrive.
I know, what a crazy year it was.
It's been a crazy 18 months for us, for here in Canton. I mean, we have really, I've been fighting it on multiple fronts, which is why I stepped back, because it was having an enormous impact on me, and I had to take care of myself. And, when people have to step back, they have to step back. And,
Oh yeah.
I mean, kudos to those who recognize it. And I certainly recognized it. And, but anyways, it's great to be back. My focus is on Canton, 100% on Canton. And I've always fought the battle on multiple fronts. I was always juggling, and there's a lot going on in Canton right now, which is why we are not in support of this 24-hour standout. And, it is, I mean, I've been laying low. I don't watch the shows anymore. I haven't watched the shows since probably December, when everybody was going nuts. I just couldn't, it was too much. It was too much. And I just had to disconnect. So I've been disconnected for a couple of months, and I only am aware of things when people tell me, or if I see something on Facebook. Facebook is the only thing that I'm looking at, because I need to disconnect for my own health. And I've also returned to work. But anyways, the 24-hour standout, we are focused on Canton. We need to recover. And these next 60 days are very critical to us. So let me just say this. So when I found out about the 24-hour standout, probably maybe 3 weeks ago, I don't know, it was about that time, I reached out to Tom CPU. I've always had a great relationship with Tom CPU. And I said, Tom, why does it have to be 24 hours? Why can't you do something really nice in 2 to 3 hours? Why can't you just shorten the time frame? 24 hours, quite frankly, is a spectacle. And we are trying to bring people together. And the last thing we want is for a 24-hour standout to be a wedge in the community. This community, whether people realize it or not, and many people don't, but those who have been with us for 18 months, they have a sense. This community has been through enormous suffering, enormous. And we are trying to bring us back together as a community. And so I reached out to Tom and I said, Tom, that we have an initiative going on now, which I have been supporting, and I have been out there getting signatures, 2,000 signatures. We're trying to move the vote from April to November. And the select board did whatever they did. And now we have to get 2,000 signatures. So I've been out there getting signatures. And in that created such an enormous opportunity to talk to people in the community who I'd never met before, and engage with them. And it has been such an incredible opportunity to get with the community, to bring hope, to bring love, to bring compassion back into the community. And so we're making these headways, right? And so we feel really good. We also have an election April 8th. Guess who's up for re-election?
John Conley.
John Conley, a 35-year career select board member. Okay. We all know that the root cause of all the issues that we have are leadership, lack of leadership. So we need to take a look at our select board and who oversees the Canton Police Department. We wouldn't have these issues if the select board was doing their job. Okay. John Conley's been there for 35 years. It's time to bring somebody else in. People don't go into jobs and stay in jobs 35 years anymore. It's time to bring in somebody else. And so it's really important. Yes, somebody said vote Harrington. Susan Harrington. And if people want to find out more information on her, Harrington for Canton, FOR, harringtonforcanton.com. And she is an incredible candidate for select board, and she'd make a wonderful select board member. And I support her 100%. And so we have this initiative. We're working with the community to get the signatures on Move the Vote. And once we get the signatures, then it will go on the April ballot. So we have this April 8th election, Mike. Two critical things happening: getting John Conley's removed and replaced, and getting Move the Vote in. Now, this 24-hour thing is excessive. And people who have suffered have asked to scale it back. This is what happened, and this is what I'm disappointed in. Okay. I reached out to Tom CPU about 3 weeks ago, and I said, and I gave him these reasons. I said, Tom, this is what we're trying to do. If there's any problem in this 24-hour window, it's going to be a distraction from the positive messaging that we are trying to get out there in the next 60 days that is crucial to us in this town. And so he thought that was, I said, do 2 to 3 hours, make it all blue, make it about John, and, the family we know doesn't support it. They didn't support it last year when Tom went to the cemetery. That's sacred ground. And so here he wants to do it, Jess wants to do it. So he said he was going to talk to Jess. And he thought the 2 to 3 hours was a great idea. So I thought it was resolved. And then a few days later, I find out that it's not resolved. And Jess and Tom are doubling down on the 24 hours. So that's where the pushback came in, because that's when people were saying we don't want it. People never said don't do a 2 or 3 hour window. People said, please don't make it 24 hours. And people need to know, anyone considering coming to the standout, right? The reason first of all, let me just remind everybody, these standouts started, I believe, in August of 2023, and there were 3 Canton citizens that started them. And they moved to a couple different locations in Canton, and then they moved to a location that was between Canton and Norwood, and they had to park in Norwood. But we know it wasn't Norwood residents that did the damage to their cars. So they're parking and they're standing out. And somebody, and I believe they know who it is, loosened up lug nuts of somebody's car, and the cars were vandalized. One person is a grandmother with a grandchild that was in the car. And if her son didn't take a look at the car, she could have gotten into an accident and killed herself and her grandson, because some mindset went and decided to vandalize the people that were standing out. So if people want to come and park for 24 hours in a town that they're not familiar with and risk bad actors vandalizing their town, then go for it. We know that risk is out there, and we also don't want people in that situation. So that's what happened. And, what I heard from Jess, and look, I like Jess. I'm really disappointed. I did reach out to Jess. I sent Jess an email. I explained this to Jess. These were our concerns. And she never responded to me, which is very disappointing. And when I just heard her on your show, what I heard concerned me.
I mean, she did say she's getting dropped off, and she did warn people take Ubers, so I think that's smart. I think she's preparing people. I mean, I got to say, like, I've been in the situation Jess is in. I've been in the situation you are with a lot of different protests I did. And I could specifically remember when a large organization wanted me to cancel a protest, and I wouldn't cancel it. And when they found out I wasn't going to cancel it, it was actually 2 organizations.
Yeah.
One organization decided to attack me, which was terrible for them in the long run. The other organization, which was the actual real professionals, the people who were like getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, the suits.
Yeah.
They decided, you know what, Mike, we were hoping you would cancel it, but deep down we didn't want you to. Like, we kind of have to play the politics that we wanted to cancel because we're trying to negotiate with the Speaker of the House on this. But if you do it, just please do it the correct way. Do it this. They actually did support me. Like, they didn't fight me. Like, I feel like at this point, she's gonna do it. Like, they're gonna do it. Do you feel like
she just feel like it just standing with me? Jess, you don't know what my life is like. Please don't tell me I should be standing with you, Jess. This is your choice. You do it, but don't tell me what to do.
But can we be like both of you? Like, can we find can we find, because I think there's a lot of us that support you both. Like, I get what you're saying. I get what she's saying. I think you're both right. You guys just
clear.
Yeah. You both have different viewpoints and different concerns. Like, you're more honestly about Canton. We get that. And there's a good reason. I get what you're saying, the election, and you want John Conley gone, and you talk to the townspeople. There are people who are part of the standouts from Canton who I've heard from that you're speaking for them right now. I know that. But there's also the other side with Jess, that she wants to stand up for John O'Keefe, and so I don't think anyone's wrong. I don't think we need to infight. I think it's going to happen. I think it's good that we all got to say our piece. You know what I mean? That you both got to speak on this and and let people decide for themselves.
Yeah, people can look, Mike, this is a free country. At least today it is, right? And what I heard from Jess that was very concerning is this is my standout. I created this. I'm known for my standouts. I don't have money, so I stand out. It's my right. No one's going to tell me what I can do. Those are not the right motivators for doing a 24-hour standout, in my humble opinion. Okay, those are not my motivators, and I'm just going to say this.
But that seems kind of, I gotta say, Rita, it does seem a little personal. I mean, it's like,
but she says she's using I.
she's a young person. She's trying to do the right thing. I mean, she has done this born standout. She was part of the Canton 9. I think you gotta
look, Mike. She can do the standout. I'm not saying she can't do it.
But
I'm saying we don't appreciate it. But she can do whatever she wants. And her and Tom have made it very clear that they're going to do this standout. So I'm not here to tell her not to do it. I'm here to tell the people who might join her, make sure you protect your cars and make sure you know what you're doing.
That's good. I like that.
That's all I'm doing. Look,
yeah.
I'm not here to tell her not to do it. She's made it very clear she's going to do what she wants. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, what I'm trying to do is explain to the greater audience why the Canton people have pushed back on this, right? People are not saying, don't do it. They're saying do it on a smaller scale. But that's not what they want to do. So, okay, do what you want to do. This is what we asked for. We're going to move forward. I had a lot of things that I'm working on today. I mean, I'm doing a lot of stuff and I'm back to my job. This has had an enormous impact. People have no clue. And I don't want to hear any more nonsense about a stupid party. Okay. There are so many things that have been going on that people are catty and they're coming up with this stuff. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Okay, so find something else, people. It's nonsense. This is our lives, and we are working hard to bring our community together.
Let's talk about that, because before I let you go, because this is what I want to talk about. You are trying to change when votes happen. Number one, there's a campaign there in Canton, which would be very helpful. Some really smart and powerful people in the state actually want to help you with that, I've heard, and also. There's an election in March.
Yes.
Let's just tell people what's going on there.
Well, with the vote, right, we have to get 2,000 signatures. We have a deadline to get the signatures. We're very close. And anybody in Canton, if you haven't done it already, please look up movethevote.info. And it will tell you, you can reach out and we'll come to you. People will come to you to get your signature on this ballot. We need your signature. So please movethevote.info to go and tell us where you are so that we can get your signature. That's number one. So, and that's a multi-step process, right? So what happens there is once we get those signatures, then it allows us to put it on the April ballot. Similar to what we just had with the Galvin Middle School, the people went to the special town meeting, therefore it advanced to the ballot. So if this advances to the ballot, then the community has the ability to say, yes, we want to vote on this and we want to vote in November. Many people that I have spoken to have said, oh, this is a no-brainer. Part of our problem in government in our towns, in Massachusetts, the cities vote in November, but the towns, because of a law that's 100 years old, because the towns had farming in the fall, the town said, we can't take away from our farming, let's vote in the spring. And so the town, you get like a 17% to 20% turnout in the spring because people forget to vote. People aren't thinking of voting in April. And so it's a disadvantage to the community, and therefore you get these people because nobody's paying attention. So if you move the vote from April to November and you get people aware of the issues, you're going to get an election result that reflects the greater community. And last year, all the efforts, we increased Voter turnout, 55%, 4,300 votes.
Amazing.
We increased it, and we're going to do it again this year.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again this year.
See, that's
because
what I think we
want
should- yeah.
people. This is what Rita Lombardi is working on,
Exactly.
people. Okay, Rita Lombardi is not we about a stupid freaking party. Okay, I'm working my ass off, people. Okay, this is what I'm doing. You know, not that I have to tell people, you know, but this is what I'm doing, and we're moving this vote, and people are getting excited, and so we're going to get in this election. I'm going to be participating, and I'm going to be helping, supporting the candidate. And the candidate is Susan Harrington. And I'm going to be out there, and I want people to get excited about their right to vote. Because people, look around you. What you see, you cannot complain about what's going on if you don't vote. And when you vote, please make sure you are well informed of the issues, and that you are you source from different sources. We need new leadership in this town. That is the root cause of our issue. And this town is going to get new leadership.
I want Susan Harrington on here. This would be great to get her on. You know what?
She is going to be great.
How about a debate between her and John Conley? I bet he won't come on, but let's invite him.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, please. Oh, please.
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 Can you imagine what the chat would do if he came on here and debated her?
Yeah,
This
he's
would
a
be
little quiet boy.
It'd be the best thing ever. He would. I don't think he'd do it because of our chat, our people in the chat.
No, he won't do it. He won't do it. No, he won't. Are you kidding me? He doesn't say anything. He just sits up in there at the select board meeting and does his little Hail Mary, when the dog dies on the street or something. I don't know. John O'Keefe dies, and there's nothing for John O'Keefe. But everybody else dies, and they're little puppies, and, John will read the obituary, Little Lassie died, and whatever. So, I mean, that's what we have going on. And there's a lot of effort going into it. Whatever energy I have is going into the town. And because it's the lack of leadership that put us into this, that is the root cause of all of this. If we had appropriate leadership, that investigation wouldn't have went the way it did. We wouldn't be sitting here with people going to select board meetings and people standing out. We wouldn't have to do that. We're doing that because we don't have appropriate leadership, and we have to fix that problem. And this is the time. So these next 2 months are very important to us, And we are not going to pay attention to distractions. So, people, do what you want to do. I'm just telling you how we feel.
Absolutely. I think everyone has valid concerns on this. I really do.
Yeah. People do whatever they want. I'm not here thinking I'm going to change anybody's mind. I just want people to be aware. That's all. And we are making great progress. And, for people, I'd like to just clear up a couple of things because, people just, I don't know. Some people just go off in crazy land. But, we were on Sean, the Canton people went on Sean show, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. And he did a Canton Strong. And he and I had talked about that in December. And I was not in a place to do it in December. And he waited until January. And the reason we went on Sean's show is Sean is from Canton. And we are all from Canton. Everybody on that show is from Canton. And that's why we wanted to bring Canton. We wanted to reach the Canton people. That's why we did that show. And so I just wanted to clear that up. And, people like, oh my God, she's talking to the other side. She's talking to Courtney Proctor. Oh my God, she's a traitor. She thinks Karen's guilty now. I mean, people, cut the crap, will you please? I was standing out getting signatures, and Courtney walked up. I didn't even know it was her. And I was standing with Brenda. We were having such a great time. And Brenda stepped away for a few minutes to go to the other side to see Robin and Keith, who were there. And then I was there. And within that 5 minutes, Courtney came up. And I didn't realize it was her until she said something. And then I said, "Are you Courtney?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "I'm Rita." She goes, "Yeah, I know who you are." And so, and by the way, people, Courtney lives on my street. She's my neighbor. I never knew her before this, and I don't know her. And that was the first time I ever met her. But yes, I am going to speak. And for those who said, "Oh my God, she talked to Michael Proctor's wife," Courtney is Michael Proctor's sister. And I am going to talk to anyone in this town that wants to talk, because how do you bring the community together if you're unwilling to talk? And it's not disloyalty if I talk to somebody. She's my neighbor and we live on the same street. So we have to figure out how to live together. And it turned out that when it came to move the vote, we had something in common. She supported moving the vote. How about that, people? Courtney Proctor supported something I supported, and that's moving the vote. And she didn't sign the petition because she said, I'm afraid to put my name on anything, but she supported it. Okay, people? So that is what happened. And I am very proud of that conversation and that interaction, you know? And the other thing was Jim Farris. Brenda and Dennis and I were standing outside Shaw's collecting signatures. And by the way, freezing cold weather when it's windy. So Rita's not home going like this about a stupid party. I'm out there in the freezing cold in the winter when most people wouldn't be doing it. And we're out there engaging the community to get signatures to talk to our neighbors. And we met Jim Farris. And we said, oh my God, here comes Jim Farris. And so Dennis went over and talked to him and shook his hand. He did. He really did. Dennis Sweeney, traitor. He shook Jim Farris's hand. And so then I went over to Jim Farris because we were all the three. We just couldn't believe that the four of us were all together. And, you know, and we were still alive. And so I went over to Jim, and Jim initially, I don't think was going to sign the petition. And then I said, Jim, it's kind of like the Galvin Middle School. The people voted in the auditorium, and then it went to the ballot. This just allows the community to make the decision. And Jim goes, okay, I'll sign. And then he signed. And then not only did he sign, I gave him one of my commemorative pens.
I wonder if Chris Albert got mad at him that he signed that.
I have about 500 pens, right? That left over.
What's the pen say? What's the pen say?
The pen says Rita Lombardi Select Board. Vote for Select Board. So here's the kicker, right? So, and these are really good pens. Mike, I have to send you some. Did I ever send you some? I have to send you some.
No.
So these are collector's items. Okay. So I'll send you a bunch. And they have little stylus at the end. So when
nice.
they go, I got to send you something.
I need some.
You do need them. And so, because while supplies last. And so when I go, and when we're at Shaw's or wherever we stand at the senior center and we get people to sign, we give them a commemorative pen to remember. I go, I'm not running, but this is a commemorative pen for you to remember to vote in April and vote for Susan Harrington. And
what did he say to that one? What did he say?
People love it. People love it.
But is Jim Farris he's not voting for Susan.
He took my pen. He took my pen.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Imagine if we got him to vote for Harrington over Conley.
You know, I think everybody's going to vote for Harris. Harrington over Conley. I don't think John knows what's coming for him, because I'm going to tell you, I talked to a lot of people, and he, look, John, I think it's time to somebody write him a Dear John letter. I was thinking of writing him a Dear John. Dear John, it's time we parted ways.
Yeah.
But no, it's time. It's time. It's time. And so, our focus is restoring this town. And the way to do that is to replace the leadership that, is, ineffective, and that has resulted in this situation. So, I don't know. I think you got some trolls in the chat too. And let me tell you, trolls, you got some constructive feedback. Great. You're just going to troll me. I don't even pay attention. So it's okay.
They're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, they're barking up the wrong tree. I ignore the trolls. There's no time in my life. There's no time in my life. And the trolls are usually a half a dozen people with like 20 accounts, 50 accounts,
Yeah.
but I don't have time.
I want to thank you for being here tonight, Rita, and sharing what you're doing, and especially letting us know about Susan Harrington.
Yes.
And this whole thing to change the voting.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you
And
for
yes, and any people that are watching from Canton, go to harringtonforcanton.com and you can see how you can help that campaign, because that campaign is going to be fun. I just know it. Look, our rights to vote are exciting. It's exciting to be able to vote, and people need to embrace that. And believe me, we're going to be embracing that. I'm going to do what I did last year, and that is make it fun to exercise your right to vote.
awesome. Well, I thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Rita. You have a great night, and good luck with the campaign, and keep us informed. That
Okay, thanks a
definitely,
bunch, Mike. I
and
appreciate
let
it.
Susan know she's got to come on here.
Okay, great. Thank you. I will. I will. All right.
Awesome.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, everybody. I tried to let everyone have their say. I see a lot of people are mad at Rita. Some people are supporting Rita. Um, definitely support Jess in this. People have different priorities. Just, I get the part why people would be mad about the Jim Ferris when he attacked Turtle Boy. I get that. But Jim Ferris is a nobody. And Rita's, she wants to get her big thing is she wants to get rid of John Conley. So that's all she's thinking about. That's her priority, which is different from Jess, who wants to honor John O'Keefe. Both can do it at the same time. We can like both people. We can support both people. I get why people are mad. That Rita went on Sean's show. I get it all. I do. I'm not trying to be the sheriff. I like these people. I know that they've all put a lot on the line. I don't think Rita's turned like people think she's turned. I think she could have been a little nicer to Jess tonight. I pushed back a little bit. I did. But a lot of this is, someone said politics. It is. This is what it is. Rita's playing politics in the town. Jess isn't. So, of course, they're going to be different. They're going to have different viewpoints. And I've been in both positions, so I understand what this is about. And I like these people. And they have all, Jess has put so much on the line, and so has Rita. So I think everyone just needs to chill out a little bit and let this thing happen. It's going to happen on Wednesday, no matter if you like it or not. Fighting people, about it and getting mad at people isn't going to change anything. It's still happening. So, the only thing that it will harm is that the longer term people will still be fighting. And it's going to happen on Wednesday and then it's over. So I just hope people can try to keep the peace on this. Not a big deal. They have different viewpoints on it. So what? Jess is doing it. I'm supporting Jess. So, and I'm glad Rita was here tonight. We needed to hear from Rita. We hadn't heard from Rita in a while. I thank you guys in the chat and watch all the super chats tonight. Again, huge night of super chats. I wasn't expecting this tonight. It's supposed to be a chill show. Then it got kind of tense. I'm still working on my defense for the defamation case. You guys would not believe what's going on. I want to share it all with you. That should have been the show tonight, but I'm still working on it. There's so much for me to work on that. But I just got to say, that's looking really good. Stuff is really, it's just funny how on Monday you can find out something and you're like, oh shit, I'm kind of, what is going on? You can get worried about it. And then by Friday, you're like, this is probably the best thing ever that they decided to come after us and try to silence this show. So I'm not being silenced. I'll tell you that much. Not on this show. Not with you guys behind me. That's the big thing. I love this audience. Let's not be divided. Thank you for Carrie. Thank you, Law Ferrio. Nan, she is so awesome. She's a lawyer in New Jersey. Thank you again. She sent $99 tonight. She is so generous. She sent $500 on Venmo the other day. Wow. Thank you so much. And I'm going to try to get her on the show. I'm basically putting a block on anything. I'm not doing any more shows until I get my defense done. I got to write this whole thing up. And once I'm done with that, I'll start doing shows again, except for Mazza. I said I'd do Mazza Tuesday night. I'm going to be on Mazza's show with, I think, Brian from LTL. Unless that gets rescheduled, we'll see. It could. But I'm planning on being there. That's the only show I have booked right now. But expect when I come back, it should be a short break. I just need a couple days, couple nights to really go through it. I should have done it this weekend, but I was too busy and too tired. But once that's done, you're going to see some crazy stuff on this platform, on this channel. A lot of good guests, but a lot of going to get wild. So just stay tuned. If I'm quiet for a few days, it's because we're preparing. And there's going to be a lot of shit shared. I can't even tell you. Christine, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member tonight. I'm tongue-tied. Thank you, Meredith O'Neill. I love Meredith. She's awesome. That's Aiden's girlfriend, Turtle Boy. She said $19.99. She says, thanks to Grant's negativity, we have raised $3,200 for Karen's fund in less than 2 days. Please consider donating $3 or $6 to Karen's fund for my kitten's half birthday. So Meredith is also doing a fundraiser. I think believe with Nurse Kim. They've been phenomenal. There's been so much money raised. And Grant just posted another fake story. And it helped raise more money. So it's funny how when these trolls attack us and come after us, it backfires and it ends up being better for us. This is just another example. And I expect to see a lot more. Like even on all fronts. I know a lot. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening here. Thank you so much, Meredith, for the donation. I hope people donate. Like we said tonight, you can donate $24 in honor of Jess, $2 times 240 times 2, $420 for whatever that is. All these different numbers, or you can do the the Meredith amounts, which is the 3 of 6. Just give a donation if you can. Free Karen Reed. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, she said this is it. $480 total. If you want to do $240 each for Karen and John's Justice. So that's the one for Jess that we were talking about tonight. Thank you so much, Laura. And thank you, Romy. She always donates. She says, Rita love. Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you so much, Jess, tonight. I want to thank Rita and Jess for both being here tonight. And thank you, Romy, for the donation. Thank you, Tess. Thank you so much, Tess, for the donation. I gotta know. Thank you. He's another regular donator. AR. And thank you, Tess, again. Thank you, I gotta know again. Thank you, Glenn Lake, always. He's always giving the memberships. Thank you, Glenn Lake. Yeah. And I gotta know. Says there's 2 goals possible, Canton and John O'Keefe. And that's me. I mean, I feel like that should be a lot of us. That we care about both sides of this. I care about what Rita's doing in Canton. I also care about what Jess is doing in Canton. And I support them both. 2 goals. And they both feed into each other. If John Conley doesn't get reelected and we get another new person on the select board named Susan Harrington, that helps John O'Keefe too. So there is a point there. And sometimes moderation does help. I mean, we can look at the last election, why Trish Boyden got elected over Rita. I think Rita has learned a little bit from just the past election. And look, it does, getting the word out does work. I mean, what Jess is doing is also helpful. I think it's all helpful, actually. So I hope Jess has the best standout. I hope everyone is safe and has fun, and it works out well. And I think it will. And I think Jess is going to handle it well. I really do. I believe in Jess. And I believe in Rita. So that's where I stand on this. I want to thank Glenn Lake. Again, gifting the memberships tonight. Let's see the chat. I want to see if anyone's mad at me now. Yeah, they all need to go. Everyone on that select board needs to go, pretty much. And I hope people take it easy on Jess, because as Em said, it seems like Jess is taking a lot of heat too. They're both taking heat over this. Let's just ease up. They both have the best intentions. I'm not doubting Rita or Jess. I like them both. That's why I had them both on. That's why I had Jess on first too. I think she's there's a reason she's doing this, and she believes in it. So again, there's going to be a 24-hour standout starting this Wednesday. If you want to support it, support it. If you don't, you don't. That's where we're going to leave it. Yeah, I do stand with Jess. I also stand with Reader. I stand with both sides. I don't think there's anything wrong with both sides having an opinion about this. You know? And I hope that in the end, they all end up supporting each other and getting along. Because I think we really need that. And this happens a lot too. Like I said, I've had protests before and people have asked them to cancel it. It happens. And most of those people I end up getting along with later. You know what I mean? So these disagreements can happen and people's feelings can get hurt. It's totally understandable on both sides. But I think we keep our eyes on the prize. We want to honor John O'Keefe. We want to support Karen Reed. And we want to support Canton residents. And we want to, I especially want John Connolly to get unseated. He's been there too long. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our moderators, Stephanie, Jen, MJ, Scott McGinnis. Scott McGinnis, thank you so much. Sarah, you all, I really appreciate our moderators. They've done amazing work again this week. Thank you so much. I want to thank Mazda Media. And everybody, I want to thank Betero for being on that last show. We blew up the world. All the trolls are back after Betero and my show, too. All of a sudden, we got new troll videos. It's because Betero came on and we got like 40,000 views. All of you showed up for it. So I want to thank everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you hopefully on Tuesday night, I think, on Mazda Media's show. And then I'll be watching what's going to be going on that standout on the anniversary of John O'Keefe's death. Let's think about John, too, even no matter where we are on Wednesday. Good night, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.